Hello and welcome. I'm going to show you how to put a new kit together. It is a puppy pull push toy for a child in 1/12 miniature scale. I've outlined all of the kit parts and gone ahead and painted all of the wood in white. You may choose to leave some of the wood as wood instead of painting it. And these are some of the supplies that you'll need. Once all painted and light sanded in the second coat, I moved on to the little wheels, which you get. And you also get the little stickers, which I applied to the wheels. Once you apply the stickers, you poke through the little indents, the little spokes, and then you will be painted through with black. In this case, my little wheels would be black. I also took the stickers for the ears, and you apply them to the ears. I thought this would be a neater way to get the shine on the ears. If you don't want to apply the sticker, you don't have to. You simply will paint whatever color that you desire. And then we'll paint the back. I just used the permanent marker on the black wheels and went over it with a little bit of clear nail polish. That always works. So now on to the next step. For the next step, you will need a little jig on one side, and you're going to need another one on the other side so that it does this. Right now you can't see it, so let's just do one side. You take one of the pieces, one of the end pieces, doesn't matter which one at this moment, and you're going to apply some glue to the bottom. Would be the side that we didn't paint. So apply glue to the bottom of it. Liberal if you know it's going to be drying clear. And you will now glue it on top of the other piece, making sure it's nice and square. Okay, square meaning that it's just nice straight up and down at a 90-degree angle. And then you're going to take your other piece and you're going to put more glue on one of the sides, one of the long sides. I'm going to turn this over so you can see it, like that. And I'm going to take my tweezers this time. My fingers are way too big to get in there. And I'm going to line it up and drop it in. So remember that I said I did not have beads, but I made some beads. And while that's drying, I'm just going to share with you how I made them. I found myself a little bit of Fimo, and I think it was by mistake. It came with something. Anyway, I'm going to just knead it a little bit and roll it out in your hands. I'm gonna roll it out a little bit, and I literally need the tiniest bit to make one of these little beads. It's about a little less than 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to do it big so you can see, but it's actually a little less than 1/8 of an inch. Roll it. When you roll it like that, you get an egg shape. Take one of a fine poker and you go to the end of your egg. Might be easier to go like that. And you start the poking right at the edge. Put it on the palm of your hand and push it down until you can actually feel the needle part, the poking part. Turn it upside down. You can see that it's just starting to punch through. On that bit that is starting to punch through, go in again from this side and punch it down until you feel the other side. Now this does not make a round bead. Makes kind of like a peyote bead, a little on the flat side. And you're going to roll it gently into the thicker part of your needle, which is making the little hole. So now you have, now you have a little hole bead, and if the hole is too big, once you get it down, you can squeeze it. Being Fimo, it'll keep its shape. And you squeeze it, and there you are. A little bead. Make sure that it fits through, and it does. I measured the actual needle tool, and there it is. And then you just simply bake these. I bake them, paint them with these horrible paints that I have, and then I just ran a coat. And nail polish is not great for Fimo, but I just put a coat of the nail polish just to give it a little bit of shine. But use your Mod Podge or your Fimo glaze or whatever products that you use. And there you are. There's your little bead. And our next step, now that the base is nice and sturdy, is to glue it onto the sides. And if you covered it up when you painted, mine's only got one coat, you should see the line that was originally put there. If you can't find it, all you're going to do is basically go from the furthest end to the furthest end, and it'll line up. Okay, so let's put some glue, and let's see. This is the tall part is the back side, so this is the way it's going to go down. Use some nice strong glue, white glue. This is wood. If you have your little dispenser, it's better. My dispenser has a different glue, and that glue was not gluing very well. So there you go. So now you have the back side, the high side, and you're going to plop it in place so that it goes from one end just before the curve, and it basically just covers the line that was there. I don't know if you can see. And while that's there, let's put some glue on the top part, and we're going to glue the other side. And now you're going to, without moving it too much, I think it's best that you try and flip it over and do the same. So the two sides matching. Okay, and let's pop it in place right over the black line. I'm going to be painting the exterior again. I did the second coat on the inside. You can always do another coat. We're just going to leave that there to dry. Make sure it doesn't move. I've got a clear piece of plastic so that I can see what I'm doing. And I'm just going to place a tube of paint on top on one side. And while that's drying, I'm going to put the little beads onto these two. I'm going to chew the paint. It may have gotten a little thick. So wrap it around, kind of wind it around until it makes its way there. And let's see, nice red one. Some of them will also be a little bit wider. And now we need to put center on the wheels so that they're a little more wheel looking. And it starts off with a hole in there. And what I did, those I already prepared so it wouldn't take too long. Toothpick. And I found that to cut a toothpick, it is best on top of an emery board, or because it won't roll. So I need to cut about 3/16 of an inch, and I simply roll it. And the reason it's good on top of the emery board is because if you do it on the tile, the toothpick will also be rolling away. And so here it just seems to stay put, and the blade will go around until you get to the bottom, almost to the bottom. And then because if you go all the way to the bottom, it's going to snap and go fly across the room. And here's the little bit. Then I place it on top of a double stick tape, which I am making do as well. Just a piece of tape that I folded over itself. Stick it on there, and I will apply a little bit of silver nail polish to the top to make it look like it's metal. All the way around. Make sure that your toothpick fits into the wheel, into the center. It's now time to take the one that's dry. I'm going to put a little bit of glue into the center. Shouldn't come out, but a little bit of glue into the center. It's wood, so it'll stick to wood. And then the one that I have dry, I will now put it into, I'm going to apply it to the center of the wheel. There you go. And you need to let that dry or you're going to make a mess. And now you have all four. Once you have all four, I'm going to move right along while that dries a little bit. Let's glue the ears onto the puppy. And you have a choice. You can glue it like this. Oh, let me look at it this way for you. Okay, like this. Or if you prefer your puppy to look a little bit different, you can do them like this. Sort of put it where you feel gives you your best puppy look. I think I'm going to do the skinnier side up, and it's going to follow along like that. It's just your preference. A little bit of glue onto the back side, put it onto the whole back side because most of it will be glued down. Okay, and like I said, and making sure, of course, that one side matches the other, I'm going to get my hands out of the way, and I'm going to glue it right there. What do you think? Move it along. Once you make your decision, move on to the other side, and you're going to do the same thing. Remembering what we did, gluing it this way. And it can be off a little bit after all. Puppy's ears do move different directions. And pretty happy with the way that looks, so I'm going to move it a little bit and then let it dry. And I'm just going to dip it into some glue. One end, dip the other end, and now let's put it in place. If you intend to leave this puppy as wood, be careful with your glue and make sure you line it up. There you go. And then the other one will go in the front. Again, measure, looks fine. That. And okay, and then on one side, open it up a little bit, keeping the top one nice and straight. And you know what? I'm going to take this one up because I just noticed I have two blue on the same end. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's just me being fussy right now. And since mine is painted, I'm not too concerned about having glue all over the place. But like I said, if you are going to just stain or varnish, be careful with your glue. Squeeze it a little bit, just so that the glue will have a bit of a moment to adhere. And now we're going to do the wheels. Again, you have marks, and easy as could be, you're going to put a daub of glue on the marks or on the wheels themselves. Be generous because the wheel is fairly large, and one will go down there and the other one over on this side. Turn it around. When you turn it around, okay, and now you put glue on the other side. I'm not resting it because if it touches the wheels will move. One wheel on that side. If you can't see your mark, I'm basically lining up the bottom spokes. And you mess up, don't give up. Try again. Keep it on its side until you know that the wheels won't move. Making sure that you don't have a wobbly. You glue it on the marks, it shouldn't wobble. I've gone ahead and glued one side bar, the other side bar on the glue mark. It's going to be noted on the bottom and on the top where you glue. And you can eyeball it. Now you're going to take the handle, put some glue on either side. Sometimes less is more with this particular glue. And go in, laying it down. And go about 1/8 of an inch, less than 1/4. The little bar, the handle. And squeeze it a little bit. Just a little bit. This little guy needs to just rest with all this fresh glue. And then we'll go back and paint some spots. Okay, so this little guy has now had a second coat of white paint all over. He's totally dry. And here we go, ready to be played with. And full disclosure, I am the worst character eye painting person. I meant to make a couple of eyes as a decal, and I will on the kit, or I will also provide a little template you can overlay on the little face and draw your little eyes. It's not so bad. Usually they're pretty evil when I do them. Now we shall make spots all over them, and I'm going to just show you how I intend to do it, basically with some black paint and dab some spots here and there. Before we do the dab spots, let's do the little nose on this guy, because that'll give him real character. And it's just the end of my paintbrush, and there you go. I'm gonna do it on the end as well, and you can do it whichever way you like. And I'm not even taking the paint out of the tube. And going on this side, doing the same thing. This way, you know you're going to get the same circle size. And if you're if you're going to be messing around like I am right now, then it may not work out, but there you go. I'm just going to drop some paint. This is really thick paint. I'm going to drop it in, and I'm going to start to do some spots, maybe one like this. Not truly spots, and they don't have to be perfect, because these are animal spots. Okay, you get the idea? I'm going to finish this off and come right back. And here it is, spots and all. I've added a little whiskers. I've highlighted the eyes. I'm sorry, I know it's not the greatest eyes, but that is my feeble attempt at creating it freehand. I will be putting a deco in the kit, and that's it. Ready to be played with by the little person who lives in your house. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe for upcoming videos. Hit the bell for notifications. And until we see you again.